Hello, everybody. I hope you're all doing really well. Right, we have the International Landscape Photographer of the Year book giveaway. Now, before I give it away, I just have a couple of announcements. Don't worry, they're not all workshop announcements. Some of these you might actually find interesting or useful. First of all, vision and light. Now, my good friend, landscape photographer Alistair Benn, has a YouTube channel that he started up, well, some time ago, but he's just started to put more videos on, and some of them are, well, yeah, most of them. Most of them are well worth a watch. But Alistair has kind of devised this little talk show that him and I are doing. It's called Vision and Light. And this is our first crack at the kind of, it's not really a podcast, but it might turn into a podcast. What we kind of noticed on YouTube is that there's an awful lot of videos about gear, but not so many about the art of landscape photography, where we talk about light, composition, vision, and good stuff like that. So we've attempted to kind of have a little kind of a chat about that, and all going well, we would like to continue to do that and maybe put out a video once a month. So the first video will be out this coming Wednesday. So if you're interested in that, be sure to head over to Alistair's channel, and if you enjoy it, be sure to subscribe. Leave some comments if there's things that you'd like for us to talk about, and so on. And all going well, if it continues, then I think Alistair would also like to have other guests on the show, just to kind of mix things up a little bit. So go check it out. That's this coming Wednesday. Next on the list, Quiet Light, my photography book, as most of you know, sold out. I printed 500 copies and they sold out pretty quick. So Kozu and I kind of wish that we'd printed a few more. We've had quite a lot of interest in a second printing. So Kozu and I have decided to go ahead and do a second printing. But for it to work, we need a minimum amount of kind of pre-orders. So what we've decided to do is we've started up a mailing list just to get people to sign up, just to see how much interest there is in a second printing. So if you are interested, I'll leave a link down below. Again, this is just to kind of get an idea of how many people are interested. Don't worry, we're not going to send you junk mail or anything like that. It's just to kind of get, a feel for the numbers. And then once we reach 200 minimum, then we'll be sending out an email to everybody if they want to still pre-order. And again, it's all pre-order. So be sure to check out the link down below. I'm extremely grateful for the people that bought my first edition. I was really quite overwhelmed with the response. It's just been excellent. And I was really happy with the outcome of the book. And as a result of that, I think that Kozu Books and I will probably be doing something else in the future. So stay tuned for that. Okay, now I do have one workshop that I would like to announce. This is a very special one, and I did put it in my community page, but I thought I'd announce it here. I've teamed up with Nigel Danson, Alan Wallace, Mads Peter Iverson, James Popsis, and Sarah Lindsay. We're all going on a trip to Antarctica in 2022. Now, the reason why I'm advertising it this early is because obviously a trip like this is extremely expensive and it will take quite some time to sign it up. Having said that, though, I think the trip is already half filled. So we have 25 spaces left. If you are interested, I'll leave a link down below. The unique thing about this trip to Antarctica is obviously it's more photography driven. So we'll be going to some prime photography locations. And also one other thing that's really good about this trip is that we won't be going down by boat both ways. It's just one way. We actually fly people all the way to Antarctica and then catch the boat down there. So you don't have to cross the Drake Passage twice. And believe you me, the Drake Passage can be quite rough. If you don't mind being on a boat, it's fantastic. But in rough seas, it can be a little, a little rough. I have crossed it once before. Back in 2008, I went down to Antarctica and South Georgia Island. It was an absolutely fantastic trip. Again, you know, it is expensive, but it's a once in a lifetime trip. And I always swore that if I ever got an opportunity to go down again, I definitely would. And when I heard that Nigel was doing this trip, I contacted him and I just said, Nigel, I'd really love to go on this trip with you. And I managed to squeeze on. So I'd love to see some of you come and join me down there and the rest of the crowd. Right. And lastly, the book. Now, I couldn't believe how many people wanted this book. I think we had over 300 comments on there. So thank you very much for the comments. Obviously, we can only pick one person. And actually, it's my partner, Karen. She read through all the comments. She actually printed everybody's names and put them into a little basket and picked them by hand. So it was just random. And the winner is someone by the name of Lenny. There's no surname, it just says Lenny. So Lenny, if you get this, please be sure to get in touch with me so we can get your address and all that good stuff. And we will send you this brilliant book from the International Landscape Photographer of the Year 2018. Keep in mind now that they're actually on 2019 now, so this is getting a little bit old. But it's still a fantastic book, and there's some great inspiration in here. So I hope you enjoy the book. There will be other book giveaways in the future. Hopefully I'll have a few copies of my own book that I'll be able to give away in the future, but I'll be sure to announce those. So stay tuned for that. That's it. So thank you everybody for tuning in, and hopefully I'll have a video out next week. I am actually flying down to Nevada for a few days, and then I'm off to Utah to the Outsiders Conference. So if any of you are going to the Outsiders Conference in Kanab, be sure to come up and say hello, and we'll have a little chat, and perhaps we'll even have a beer. All right. Until next time, everybody. Bye for now.